Predicting the unpredictable. Well, I very much think that there is going to be an edge when predicting these markets by looking at charts. It's not going to be 100%, of course, but I think it definitely gives me an edge if I actually look at the charts here and get better information before I place my bets. And I see quite a bit of rumors on the internet talking about if this is a potential bull trap. Let me just tell you up front what I think, right? Because these are just my opinions and speculations, none of which what I'm saying in this video is financial advice, that I very much do not think this is a bull trap. And I'll show you guys why in the charts later in this video. I will also be talking to you guys about altcoin setups, which will include Hedera Hashgraph, which would be HBAR token, ZBCN, the Zebec network token, as well as Telcoin. See what has gone on in these markets, especially after this Bitcoin rebound right here. Are the altcoins going crazy yet? We're going to be taking a look into that. I will also answer a few viewer questions and get into some major crypto news here. So let's go ahead and start here. So this is by the block, the daily. Trump secures House pledges on Genius Act. ARK trims Coinbase and own Bitcoin ETF amid record highs and more. So this sounds pretty bullish for crypto markets, especially because the crypto week is happening, in Washington. So without getting into too much details, just reacting to the headline here, it sounds like Trump secures partially or a lot of what he wants from the House. So that sounds bullish to me. Next piece of news here is by Crypto Potato. Bitcoin's pause is Ethereum's green light. Here's what's next. Yeah, I agree because Ethereum has been on fire, especially if we actually take a look into the activity here. Bitcoin is up about 1.6%. Ethereum is up over 7%. Altcoins, which is total of 3 excluding Ethereum, is up almost 3%. Okay, so I've been mentioning that Bitcoin is the driver of the crypto markets. When it pumps, very good for the altcoins, and when it dumps, the altcoins will follow. However, during a bull cycle, especially when Bitcoin breaks its all-time highs, you will see that Bitcoin will lose some of that influence on the altcoins as we see Bitcoin dominance goes up. And you're going to see more cases of where, when Bitcoin dumps, the altcoins may not be affected. Okay, so we're seeing, we're seeing a variation of that right now, but that is just something to be taken into consideration of as this bull cycle goes on. Let's go to the next piece of news here. Crypto Potato. Bitcoin ETFs just pulled off a $7.78 billion inflow streak since July 9th. That sounds very bullish as we're seeing more inflows from the ETFs, but I'm not basing my trades solely based on this data. Next piece here is by Crypto Potato. Bitcoin price analysis. Bitcoin bullish momentum returns after recent correction. Is 140K next? I do think that 140K is definitely very much within the cards. That's not too far away from where it is right now. So I do think that is next, especially after that rebound. So I see a very bullish Bitcoin setup right now. So let's go ahead and take a look into the Bitcoin chart here, right? Bitcoin chart has broken out of this cup and handle pattern just last week. Price target for this breakout here is about 145K. Of course, price targets are estimates only. There could be more, there could be less. Gotta take into consideration of the downside risk as well. If we actually take a look into the daily time frame, now one of my viewers asked me if I expect a further correction or pullback from BTC. I think more likely than not, I am not expecting a further correction, at least based on the data I'm seeing here, because I'm still seeing a higher low on the daily time frame, and I am seeing some reversal patterns on even the lower time frames. Of course, if these conditions get broken, then my opinions will change. But based on those two things that I'm seeing right now, I am not expecting a further pullback. So let's go ahead and go to some altcoin setups here. Okay. First piece is going to be HBAR. What has gone on in this market since the last time I've talked about it? All right, weekly time frame, HBAR, a falling wedge breakout, which is going to be a very common pattern that you guys should train your eyes to see. In my opinion, it's going to be the most common pattern that you will see, right? Especially during a reversal, a bear market to bull market reversal, right? And it's very simple and it's very effective, right? This price target for HBAR is going to be about 36 cents. I don't currently own any HBAR right now. I am long on Bitcoin, quite a bit of altcoins across the board, but this is one of the markets I would potentially look into opportunities for, especially when trading leverage. Now, price target here out of this bigger falling wedge pattern is going to be about 36 cents. It's going towards that right now, it looks like. And there is a double bottom pattern that is in play, which is usually bullish again. Okay. Actually broke out of that double bottom pattern, as you guys can see, where the neckline is at about 23 cents. HBAR has broken out of that. We talked about another falling wedge pattern that is smaller, right, on the daily time frame. Price target got smashed and HBAR continued breaking through. It was at 20 cents, so if you guys been watching this channel, you guys would know what I'm talking about. Now, the daily time frame here, HBAR has broken on top of the daily 200 SMA at about 21 cents, which is significant, which is the orange line here. In overbought territory, possible divergence scenario, but let's see if HBAR could avoid that, right? Always got to take into consideration of the downside risk, of course. Now let's go ahead and go to the next coin here and see what's going on with Telcoin. Weekly time frame for Telcoin. We've talked about this last time I've analyzed Telcoin on my channel. Falling wedge pattern. Okay, this is just zooming out into the weekly time frame. There was a falling wedge pattern. Price target was about 1.2 cents, right? Price target. Telcoin is about, just a little bit over halfway there. Could it actually reach that price target? Now, these price targets are, like, again, estimates. What I would do to see if what happens if the coin reaches its price target, right, is that if it consolidates, I would chart the consolidation pattern and see if I can get any more clues on if it will continue upwards or will it be pulling back from there, right? I think very likely that these coins are going to be smashing its price targets based on what I've seen from the last bull cycle back in 2021, okay? Now, let's go ahead and talk about this daily time frame falling wedge pattern again, which Telcoin broke out of, dragged on for a little bit, but finally got a surge and actually just, broken through its price target at about 0.6 cents, okay? Now, let's see if it can actually work its way towards the bigger price target here, or will it be pulling back? So let's go ahead and go to the next piece here, which is Zebec network. Currently down. I currently have Zebec network. I bought in at about 0.43, 0.42 cents there. I'm looking to take a quick short-term profit here from my leverage position on ZBCN, right? It broke out of this falling wedge pattern not too long ago. Price target for this falling wedge pattern, which is basically you can measure the opening of the pattern and then you put it on top of the actual or estimated breakout points. In this case, actual, and it will give you a price target of about 0.575 cents. Okay, it is trying to break on top of the daily 21 SMA here. Could it actually do it, or will it come back down here for a potential double bottom scenario, which would mean that this is going to be a longer breakout and some downside could be in store. Something to be paying attention to if you guys actually own ZBCN, right? So this is basically what I'm looking at for some of these altcoins here. Just gonna keep it short, simple, and clean today. If you guys want to keep seeing any more of these coins, make sure to drop a like, comment, subscribe. I'll bring you guys an update if enough of you guys want to see it. I'll see you on the next one.